Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Aman Charaniya, a small town boy chasing the big dreams, and I recently got an All India rank 63 in INICET May 2025. So in this video, we are going to talk about what to do in next 30 days to get the best possible result for yourself in NEET PG. So first start with why. If you know why, you will figure out why you should work hard. But if you have to work hard, but if you have problems with why, then you might think कि क्यों करना है क्यों नहीं करना है. So the very two basic motivation why you should work hard is ultimately आज नहीं तो कल आपको नीट पीजी क्लियर करना है. 90% of the people will have to do this unless you figure out some other pathway for yourself. And second thing is the money you will save if you get a good rank and get a government seat or a private college, which will be somewhere like 50 lakh up to 1 crore. So this is the two basic motivation for you to work for the next 30 days. Also let's work so hard that we don't have the regret at the end of the 30 days कि मैंने ये कर लिया होता, because see we अभी इतना exam postpone हुआ है तो there is going to be more competition, people are working hard, so try to give the best attempt that you can so that there is no regret at the end. Rank is not in our hand. So let's begin. So chase clarity rather than coverage. Syllabus बहुत है, there are so many topics to study, it's never ending thing, and so it's better to do the revision sources rather than the main notes unless you have studied for 5-6 times the main resources. So it's better to study the concise but high yield source at this point. Study smartly plus hardly, and not just hardly. If you are someone working just hardly but blindly without any plan, someone who is working less hard but smartly is going to overpower you. So this is something that you should have a plan. What are you going to do for next 30 days along with the hard work? The ultimate goal is to solve the question and not complete the syllabus. So why I'm trying to sell this, because क्या होता है ना, मतलब मेरे साथ भी होता था कि if we don't complete the syllabus, अपने को होता है कि यार ये नहीं हुआ तो how will I get the rank. But it's not about completing the syllabus, it's about जितना complete है उसमें से how much question you are able to salvage in the exam. So that is what matters. So even if you complete 80 to 90% of syllabus, it's all right. Just don't get into panic कि ये नहीं हुआ ये नहीं हुआ. Try to complete as much as you can, but the goal is this: be consistent. If you are someone who is studying for at least 10 hours for next 30 days, you are likely to do better because you will have a better confidence at the end. And we'll talk about how to be consistent at the end of the videos. And at the end of the video I have talked about what toppers do different. Don't get into FOMO chaos. There will be so many resources coming at like कोई तो topic आएगा, there is list of topics, there is list of some PDF, there will be different notes, everything will start coming. But just figure out one thing now and just try to follow it, जो भी आपको पसंद है, and whatever fits your mind. Just don't try and chase every single source, because that probably will make more harm than good. So that is one thing. Toppers जाके सब resources के पीछे नहीं भागते. At least you should have one fixed resource, right? Positive energy and don't panic. So जितना भी panic करो, like this people will be anxious, and that is normal thing to happen. But if you give too much of energy into this, it's not going to help. Just try to get back and think like it's all right. Everyone is going through the same phase. It's not just you. Even someone who is going to score a top 100 rank is also going through the same phase. He also has same doubt. But it's about how do you handle yourself now. Have a sleep cycle which is a consistent. Sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time rather than just having a haphazard cycle. Try to eat healthy so that you don't lose up your 2 to 3 days to any illnesses. This is my favorite one. Be delusional, like think that you are going to get the rank. You have to tell yourself the positive self-talk, because the positive self-motivation is the biggest thing you can do for yourself, because that will change the thing how you perceive yourself, right? So you have to think that yes, I will be able to do it. If you talk yourself in a negative manner, and anyways exam is hard, plus if you are just telling yourself कि नहीं होगा नहीं होगा नहीं होगा, so you are just trying to make yourself make yourself and your confidence less and less. Rather try to be delusional कि हो जाएगा. So in that way even your confidence will increase. Try to minimize the social media use. Try to keep it limited. I'm not telling you just get it off, but at least keep it limited. You can learn some breathing exercise and walking for in the morning, so that you have some thing to relax Okay, so do this to crack the NEET PG. Now let's talk about how and what to study. So revise from one resource. See, I had done from Mero RR in my November attempt, and when I appeared for May, I didn't have any single notes. I was just doing Anki. So it's not necessary that you have to chase every single thing. People will score with the different resources, and there are multiple pathways to score. So whatever resource you have, just fix it now and do it for the next 30 days. Don't just keep jumping. That is the best advice that I can give you at now. So the 20% of the syllabus will give you 80% of the question in exam. That is your RR. If you talk about RR, it is obviously made from PYTs only. So RR is basically PYQ ka compilation, so it covers PYT. Main thing is how much number of revision you should do. So either you can do one or two based on what is your capacity and what is your speed, but at least one revision of RR along with question should be there. You can even try to complete it too if you are using something like BTR. So then you should be going for at least 4 revision because it is a very compact source. So if the size of your revision material is less, then the number of revision should be more. If it is much more, then the number of revision will be less, which is a very simple thing. Now what differentiate people who are using the same resources, which is recall. So the ability of you to recall the things in the exam from the same material, सबने RR ही किया है. Like if you see 80% of people will be using same resource. So how will you be able to do recall is active recall. So whenever you are reading, you are just not passively page नहीं पलटना. You don't have to flip the pages, right? So if you do active recall while you are studying your notes, then you will be able to recall in a better way. And this is the most important factor that decides the rank, right? कि रिकॉल कितना कर पा रहे हो अंडर द एग्जाम एंड अंडर द प्रेशर. Now passive reading भी करना है. कब करना है? When you are tired. Like for example, I am studying from the morning and at the end of the evening my energy will be drained. So rather than not studying at all, what I used to do was I will start the videos. This is all about November term, and I will keep my notes open and I will watch videos of the same notes, revision videos. So that will help me to study, like that will help me to understand whatever thing is happening. So in that way I'm not just sitting. So active plus passive, try to make active recall as much as possible. But if you are not able to do it, just can do what I told at the end of the day, because तब energy बहुत कम होता है. Yeah. And then now the number of questions. See, if you stop solving question, it is the biggest mistake that you will make. So you should be at least solving 150 to 200 questions per day. इसमें से जो 2 module है, it should be mixed bag. That is like 19 subject, because you should be able to do random question at any given point, not just like ये subject का है तो ही मुझे आने वाला है, because this will prime you and you will be in a kind of you will have a practice so that it's not very difficult in your exam. And these 2 questions you can do for any subject. This can be PYQs you can do, or you can make custom module, whatever it is, but these two should be mixed bag, and even you can do 5 as well. So that will be pretty good. I know many people will tell just go and revise notes, but revising notes will push you off the application part, and that can really hurt you at the end of the result. Now only PYQs. If you have never done PYQs, then obviously you have to do PYQs because आपने किए ही नहीं है. But if you already done PYQs once, then you have to do mixed, like custom module with multiple tags. Tags that I used is AIIMS, recent NEET, and then you can use clinical, investigation of choice, drug of choice, and image based question. So these are like some important custom tags that you can use while making the custom module. Let's talk about GT frequency. So this should be if I will at least give once a week, so once in 7 days. And I had Anki. If I would not have Anki, I would be giving a GT every 4 days. And I have talked with few people who are under 100, and they also used to give at least one GT a week. So their trends are changing, and the people are not just revising notes, they are giving GTs as well, and it is working for them as well. And if you are very even if you think I don't want to, at least give 2 GTs in last 30 days, so that you are in a groove. And GT is not to check rank, it is to check like what is missing, like are you able to manage your time, and if there's something that you should you need to work, then you should figure out कि ये चीज़ change करनी है, and that is how GT has to be used. It is not for determining rank, but how to actually use GT and how to prepare yourself for the main day, right? You should make 20th notebook while you are reading and doing these revisions, so in which you have to put silly mistake, recall error, whatever is. I used to make flashcard, and this is one which should be used in last 1 or 2 days, because this is personal. like दूसरे का 20th notebook मत मांगो यार. आपका जो वीक थिंग है विल बी डिफरेंट देन समवन एल्सेज इज. एंड जो आरआर है वो आरआर इट सेल्फ इज अ हाई यील्ड एंड पीवाईटी टॉपिक्स, राइट? और इफ यू आर डूइंग बीटीआर इट इज इवन मोर कंसाइज देन आरआर. सो अभी 20th नोटबुक भी आप किसी का मांगोगे तो व्हाट इज द पॉइंट? लाइक यू हैव टू वर्क एंड फिगर आउट कि आपके क्या वीक पॉइंट है, इसीलिए तो उसको 20th बोलते, राइट? जो दैट्स इट. लाइक डोंट गो एंड आस्क कि आप दूसरे का 20th नोटबुक करो. डजंट मेक एनी सेंस टू मी. You can use schema for specific topic to learn application. Even marrow pulse are good enough to go and revise the important thing, because it is a very concise. Not everything in the pulse, but there are few pulse there which are very important, which comes under the question in PYQs, that are very important. You can go and check that. Quantity as well as quality both will matter. Quality is like active recall, and quantity is basically number of revision जो आप कर पा रहे हो. like 2 better if you can did. I think 2 is something that can be done. 3 sounds tough to me, but yes, possible if you are not solving question with it. And keep the volatile subjects and the end, especially subjects like ANET, micro. ये सब सब्जेक्ट्स जो है विच शुड बी डन विद इन लास्ट 4-5 days, बिकॉज दिस इज वेरी वॉलेटाइल एंड इट विल जस्ट इवापोरेट एज सुन एज यू आर डन विद. सो इट्स बेटर टू डू इट एट द एंड. एंड ये तो है ही लाइक 20th नोटबुक फॉर द लास्ट डे रिविजन, बिकॉज दिस आर योर रिकॉल एरर्स और वॉट एवर इट इज. नाउ मिस्टेक्स टू अवॉइड, क्या नहीं करना है. नो न्यू प्लेटफॉर्म एट दिस point except for solving question. You can use this for solving question, giving GTs, giving subject wide test, because it is application part, but not for notes. जो भी आपने notes ready किए, they are good enough to give you a rank. And we know everyone will come and boast कि देखो हमारे notes है, सबके notes से आने वाला है. but thing is how much will you able to recall? That's what differentiate toppers, right? तो ये फिर topper secrets notes ये सब कुछ नहीं है. RR is good enough source to get you a good rank if you are able to recall the things at the right point. Stop changing your resources, as I told. Avoid passive revision. Just don't flip the pages like reels, because it is not going to help, because recall nahi hoga, and everything is ultimately whether you are able to recall or not. Don't try to pull out all-nighter. A university exam hai nahi, it is a marathon. You have to work equally for the 30 days, so that obviously there will be some ups and downs, but not like सब एक दिन में खींच लिया. It's a long thing. Even if you don't study for 2-3 days, it's okay, but just don't get into panic कि पढ़ाई नहीं हुआ तो अभी सब खराब हो गया. There will be days, but don't be sleep deprived, because it will actually affect your recall ability. So sleep is necessary. Try to sleep at right time. Don't skip whole subject. So now let me give you example. PSM में last year there were 2 questions, and this year in INI it came out to be 12 questions. So see, this is variable thing. I know there will be this list कि इतने में से ये question आते, इसमें इतने question, but that is very variable. Although there is a range कि this is main subject, तो इसमें से इतना आएगा, but you cannot go and skip the question, because you never know कौन से subject में से कितने question आ जाए. So don't skip question subject as a whole. Also, as I told you, there is importance of practicing the question. You cannot get out of this, because the application part, recall, active recall, everything is tested by the question module. So obviously do that. Don't isolate yourself. Have a group which is also preparing, and try to help them and get help from them. But filter out the negativity. Try to be positive at the end. This is one thing I would like to tell. Don't have too much expectation from yourself, because मेरे साथ नवंबर में ये हुआ था कि इसमें तो मेरे को सीट लेना ही है. I will do this, I will do that, and मेरा इतना रैंक आना चाहिए. So you have to think first GT को as a learning tool use करना है कि what can I improve from whatever I have got, because there is always a scope for improvement. And when you go to give any exam, you have to think that I want to give the best performance that I could गिव, बिकॉज रैंक बहुत वेरिएबल, यू कैन नॉट थिंक कि मैं ये रैंक लाऊंगा या वो रैंक लाऊंगा, बट यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन दिस थिंग दैट आई विल गिव द बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस पॉसिबल फ्रॉम माई एंड, बिकॉज देन द रैंक विल बी द बेस्ट, राइट? देयर इज अ स्पेक्ट्रम, सो आपका रैंक जो आएगा आपके लिए बेस्ट होगा, सो इट विल गिव यू लेस एंग्जाइटी एंड पैनिक, बिकॉज इफ यू थिंक कि मेरे को एक रैंक 1 लाना है, सो ऑब्वियसली दैट विल गिव सो मच ऑफ प्रेशर टू यू, राइट? एंड यू विल एंड अप मेकिंग सिली मिस्टेक्स. Also guys, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this video with your friends and like the video if you found it useful. Now moving on to the toppers habit that nobody talks about. First, as I told, active reading, जो recall part है, they are able to recall more efficiently than other people. So that is something that differentiate other people versus someone who gets the rank in 1000. Try to make things interesting. Pair the boring subject with the interesting one, because obviously there it is not something like कि सबको मजा आता है. Obviously everyone feels dulls to study some subject, but try to make it more interesting by like making schedule in which सुबह आप notes कर रहे हो and then questions and then notes and then again questions. So it will make it active recall as well as passive, and it's not making a kind of a monotonous thing. And subjects भी वैसे वैसे change कर सकते हो. Reflect every night. Now what to reflect? So summary is how many hours did you study and what did you study, right? So this will help you to figure out ki, do you need to increase your working hour or you need to decrease it or whatever, or you need to keep it constant. So just try to have a sort of brief summary of what you did at the end of the day and what actually help you to improve, what you can do better. So this is, if you work on this, you will keep getting better and better, like how to utilize your 24 hours. Now time and energy, although everyone is 24 hours, but the energy, this is something that I think we should talk about, because we don't have the same energy at throughout 24 hours. So energy levels obviously fluctuate. For example, I had the peak efficiency in the morning somewhere around 5 to 8 a.m., right? So I used to utilize these hours as much as I can, because that will help me to work, figure out majority of my work in the morning itself. So whenever it's your peak efficiency, try to utilize that time in the best possible manner, right? Because these levels will fluctuate. Whenever there is low energy, then at that time you can watch the videos. So that is like you are not even sitting, but you are also studying as well, even though you have a low energy. Keep your phone in the airplane mode or focus mode. Don't try to multitask. Obviously it will not help, because we recall better nahi hoga if you're just trying to do multiple things at the same time. You should set the daily target before you sleep. You should make a list of target that what I am going to do tomorrow, and at the end of the day, as I told you, you have to make the summary and देखना है कि how much things that I completed from what my targets was, and accordingly you will have to figure out कि what do you need to change. So this will actually help you for the accountability. Try to make things interesting so you can sit for more hours. Visualize the exam day, like when you go to sleep, try to visualize that you are going to the exam center, you are sitting on your chair and you are giving the exam. This actually kind of helps you to थोड़ा सा जो एंग्जाइटी है उसको कम करने के लिए हेल्प करता है. एंड आई यूज्ड टू डू दिस फॉर लास्ट 15 days. So this is, you actually can use it, and manifestation do work. So this is you can do. And at the end I would like to tell you, you don't need to know every single thing. You just need to know and do better at what you already know, right? So if you're doing better of what already you know, just now if you are able to recall things from just RR, you will do much better, because there will at least be 150 to 160 questions from RR itself. But thing is, how much are you able to recall? So just don't run for multiple resources. Try to make a timetable, stick to it, and give the best possible attempt so that you don't have regrets. Rank is a secondary thing. The process is what we follow. So that's it from my side. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this video with your friends, and like this video if you found it helpful. See you in the next one.